At 11, I started, smoking weed, and at 13, I started dealing for people. I was arrested 9 times for running a huge drug delivery service in New York City. I had no idea that I was gonna start a fitness business. Main street media always depicts somebody that's been incarcerated as like a killer, predator. I really want to change that perception.
It's 7 a.m. It's a Thursday, and Coss Marte is behind bars.
10, 9.
But he's doing what he now does best, hustling to get our group to hustle with him. That's me in the front, and I'm trying to keep up with Coss's workout, which is called Con Body, and which is also really, really hard. I expected that, though. I mean, Coss has gone through some things. Solitary confinement, time at Rikers Island. But the idea for his bodyweight boot camp started with a routine medical exam in prison that turned heavy pretty quickly.
They sat me down and they said my cholesterol levels were in dangerous levels, and they said if you continue living this lifestyle, within 5 years I could catch a heart attack. That took me back. I went out to the prison yard, I started running laps, going back to my prison cell, doing calisthenic workouts exactly the way we do here. And then I eventually lost 70 pounds in 6 months. And I caught the eyes of other inmates, and I started just training them when we started building a camaraderie in the prison yard. And combined, they lost over 1,000 pounds combined.
Fast forward to Coss's life now, and it starts to sound a little like a good movie, doesn't it? Guy turns his body and life around and opens a boutique gym just blocks away from where he sold drugs as a teen. But that's not all that this is. There's something deeper going on at Con Body that has nothing to do with fitness. It starts when you're greeted at the front desk by an ex-con, and when you enter the studio for class, also taught by an ex-con. In fact, all but a few of these employees have done some time, which isn't an accidental hiring practice. It's actually a way to start a conversation about a bigger issue, prison reform.
The people that I hung out with and the people that I trusted were people that have been incarcerated. It became the mission, because I saw and I felt the pain of me coming out, not being hired, struggling to make ends meet.
The job market for a former felon isn't exactly friendly, with unemployment rates 5 times higher than the rest of the population.
Basically, out of desperation, I had to make money some way, somehow, and I didn't want to do it in a negative way. And I saw that the people who are coming out of prison were dealing with the same thing.
I had taken the test for Con Edison, and I'm not trying to disrespect Con Ed, but I passed the test, and he was like, look, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not gonna hire you. Due to your record.
I was cleaning toilets and making beds and all this other stuff off the books, but it was $8 an hour, and I couldn't, provide for my son and my family with that.
A lot of times, these men and women are also playing catch up in other aspects of life that we might just take for granted.
We got people that have done 10 to 27 years. We got one guy that went in 1991 and came out, 2018, and imagine he didn't even have a beeper. He went in at 16. Imagine coming out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's like Flintstones meeting the Jetsons. And so we have to sit down with individuals, help them readapt. We also have a Con Body house where we're housing individuals who need, a place to stay. For a while, that was a struggle for us, that we, people that I was hiring were homeless, and they were sleeping in the studio. There was times where I had people who sleeping, I had 4 air mattresses in here, and at 5 a.m. I'm deflating them, right before class. It's way more than just hey, we're finding a trainer, put him on front of the class, let's start training. We have a 0 recidivism rate, so that means nobody has gone back into the prison system since I've hired them. And it's, I think, because it's a community built by us, and it's for us.
I just see myself being somewhere and being he's been arrested 30 times, and having to explain that. And here, I don't have to explain anything. It's that's what I did. It's not who I am. Surrounding yourself with positive people when you get out of your situation who don't care about what you did, they care about where you're going and where you want to go. That is That's a big part.
What Coss has created with Calm Body is an opportunity, and not just for his employees, but for the people who take his classes. He wants to get out a larger message about perception, about how you and I look at ex-cons, or how they restart their lives, or even more importantly, how we see them as humans.
We have like 60, 70 people here, and having them ask questions about how is prison, what can they do to help?
We live in a progressive city. You know, social justice is a big thing right now, and they're about giving people a chance.
A lot of people come in here for the first time, they're scared, they don't know what they're getting into, but when they come in here and just have fun and joke around and they see that we're just actually just regular human beings, restarts changing that whole perception.
You know, in my life, I just would never encounter some of these guys, you know, and you get to hear what their struggles were and how far they've come, and it's really amazing to see their progress and be a part of it. I think I've learned about second chances, that everyone deserves one, and look what you can do when you're given one, and I think all the guys that work here are an example of that.
For so long, I feel like people think that people that have been incarcerated are not smart, you know, and they're dumb and they're dangerous and we shouldn't have them in society. And I want to really like change that.